Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Middleware Technologies. Today we will be looking at stack layout. So stack layout is a kind of layout wherein we can arrange our widgets in left to right and top to bottom order, or top to bottom and left to right style. Okay, so basically like it is a kind of like it arranges the widgets in similar to the box layout, like either in the vertical or horizontal direction, but it can stack as many as widgets of any size which we can place within one particular row or one particular column. Okay, so we'll see how this looks with an example in this today's video. Okay, so let me go to my console. Okay, let's start with building our simple application for stack layout. Let me name my application as Stack App. Okay, so the first class that we will be importing is the app class. The second class that will be importing to use stack layout is stack layout from uix.stackLayout. Okay, so let me build a custom stack layout class by extending the base class. So I'll name my custom stack layout class as my stack layout, which will extend the base stack layout class. And here I'm not going to define anything. We will use the KV file to build our interface for stack layout. Now let's extend the app class. Let's name our application as Stack App. Here we will implement the build method, which will return the my stack layout instance as the root element or root widget, you can say. Okay, and now let's keep our if condition to run this application from the bash console. This will launch our Stack App application and run it. Okay, so with this it will just launch our empty application with a name called Stack Application. Okay, let's run it and see. I'll give execute permission. Okay, there seems to be some syntax error. Let me check the file. Okay, we missed the import word here. Okay, so as I said, this has launched our empty window with my stack layout as the root element. Okay, so now let's try to add a few buttons into the stack layout with varying size. Okay, as I said in my initial video, stack layout allows us to arrange the widgets in left to right, top to bottom order, or top to bottom, left to right order. And there are other orientations also, which we will see in this example. Okay, and there is no restriction on how many widgets which can be stacked in a particular row or column. It is based on the limit of the root layout or root widget, with which it will try to allocate all the widgets. And if it is not able to allocate in a particular row or column any child widget, it will go for the next row or next column based on the orientation. Okay, so let's see how it does that. So let's create our stack app KV file. Okay, let's define our class my stack layout tool. Okay, so let's create some buttons over here. Okay, I'll just name them as 0101 for naming purpose. And let's give some size also here. Okay, so I'll give my first button size as 100 width and 50 height. So let's create some buttons. I'll just copy this one and try to paste and create some more buttons. Let's change text. For every alternative button, I'm just keeping it as 1. So this one is 0, this one is 1, this one is 0, this one is 1. Okay, and also let's change the size, or let's say width. So I'll try to increment this one by 50, this one by again 150 plus 50, 200, 250, 300. And let's give it 100, 350, and here I'll try to decrease the width, 300, 250, 200, 150. Okay, so we have created some random buttons with text 0 and 1 of varying size. Okay, so now let's right now, like, I have not given any orientation. So let's see what type of orientation it takes by default. okay, for that purpose, let's name it as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is for understanding purpose, like how it is actually like aligning the buttons. Okay, so let me save this one and try to run it. Okay, let us try to launch our application C. Okay, so I think you see, we are able to see only the first button with text 0, and it is occupying the complete root widget space. Okay, I think this is because in layouts it honors the size underscore int and pause underscore int values. So we need to make that none before we use the fixed size values. Okay, so let's try to change that one in the KV file. Okay, so here we have given the fixed size of 150, but we need to make the size underscore int as none for both x and y. Okay, so let's try to copy this one for all the buttons. Okay, so we have copied it for all of our 9 buttons. Let me save this and try to run it. Okay, so you can see like all our 9 buttons have been stacked like in left to right and top to bottom order. So 0, 1, 2, 3, it was able to stack in the first row, and the 4th button like it tried to stack in the 2nd row, like it came from left to right, then from top to bottom. So this is the way like it tried to arrange. Okay, this is the default orientation that stack layout will use in case we are not giving any like orientation. So let me try to change the orientation now in the KV file. So here let's try to define our orientation. Let me define it now as top to bottom and left to right. Okay, so it will try to arrange the widgets from top to bottom, and then it will again go to top in the 2nd column and come down. So this will go on from left to right until it arranges all the child widgets. Okay, so you see like it has arranged our buttons from okay, like the window size is large, so it has arranged all our buttons from top to bottom. Okay, so let's see some more orientations that it stack layout can help in arranging. So we'll use right to left, bottom to top. So it will come from right bottom corner, right to left, and it will start going one above other. Okay, so let's see how it looks. So it started from right to left, from bottom to top it went. Okay, so this is how the stack layout arranges the buttons or any other widgets which we place into this layout. Okay, so let's try to make it more let's try to make it make our buttons play some sound in this example. Okay, so let me open my KV file again. Okay, so I'll use the default orientation, left to right, top to bottom. And here when we click on the button, it should actually call back a function. Okay, on press it should call the function. Let's name our function as play sound. Okay, okay, so we need to define this function in our Python file. So for now, let me change for all the buttons. Like this is the event, like on press event, when it is happening, it should play some sound for that button. Okay, so let me do it for other buttons also. Define the callback function. So I'll copy this one and paste it for other buttons. Okay, so we have defined our event that is on press, like it should play some sound with a function play sound. Okay, so let's try to save this KV file and open our Python application file. So in order to use sound, in order to play sound, we need to first import the sound loader class that is available in kv.core.audio. We need to import sound loader. Okay, and that is loader, LOADER. Okay, so let me define my class here in the root the stack up class. Definition play sound. Okay, here we'll try to load some music file or sound file. So we need to use the load function to load our sound file. So I have one wave file already available in my working directory, that is click.wave, and now we need to play the sound. Okay, I think this one, like my stack is our root widget, so we need to define this function within the root widgets. So let me try to remove it from here. Okay, now it looks fine. So play sound, it will load one wave file, and it will try to play whenever there is a callback happening for this function. Okay, so let's try to save this one and try to run this. So I have my wave file already available here. Okay, so let me run it. Okay, there seems to be some parser error. So let me check. Let me open my KV file. Okay, I think that on press it should be without braces. This is only the event. So let me remove the braces here. This is the correct syntax to call a function based on the on press event. Okay, so I have saved that one, and let's try to run it. Okay, so let me click on this. Okay, I think we can hear the sound now. That is the click sound. So yes, we are able to stack our application child widgets, and we have bind those buttons or child widgets with a sound play sound function whenever there is an event like press event is happening on those buttons. Yeah, so this is all for today's video. You can try to make more intuitive application using stack layout and its functionality. Okay, I hope you learned something in this video today, and I will try to catch up in our next video with something new in Kiwi. Okay, thank you all. Thanks, and have a great